In the grand theater of human civilization, what has been the most powerful and persistent of all our inventions? It's not the wheel, not the printing press, not even the internet. It is, in its purest form, an idea. The idea of money. For millennia, this idea has been a ledger of our progress, a vessel for our value, and the very foundation of our social contract. It has evolved from shells and salt, to metal coins, to paper notes, to the digital numbers on a bank screen. But what if that evolution has reached a breaking point? What if the very principles upon which our modern financial system is built, centralized power, trust in institutions, and a seemingly endless supply, are no longer serving the core needs of a free and interconnected world? This is not a technical lesson. This is a philosophical one. And at its heart lies a simple, profound question. What is the truest nature of value? This is Alpha Index, and today we're going to talk about a concept that is shaking the pillars of finance and forcing us to re-examine our most fundamental beliefs about money itself: cryptocurrency. To understand cryptocurrency, you must first let go of the traditional mental model of money. Forget the idea of a physical object or a number controlled by a bank. Think of it, instead, as pure, verifiable information. At its core, a cryptocurrency is a digital asset designed to work as a medium of exchange using a principle we've come to know as cryptography. This is the science of secure communication. It's the same principle that keeps your passwords safe and your private messages, well, private. But the magic isn't in the crypto part. It's in the underlying technology, the blockchain. This is the innovation that makes it all possible. Imagine a ledger, a public notebook where every single transaction, every single exchange of this digital value is recorded. Now, imagine that this notebook isn't sitting in a single vault, controlled by a single bank. Instead, a copy of this notebook exists on thousands, even millions, of computers all around the world. When a new transaction happens, it's grouped into a block. This block is then cryptographically linked to the previous block, creating an unbroken chain. Every computer in the network verifies the new block, and only when a consensus is reached is it added to the chain. This is the principle of decentralization in action. No single entity, no government, no bank, no powerful corporation has the authority to change the ledger. No one can simply print more money or erase a transaction. The truth is distributed, and it is immutable. It is a shared reality, agreed upon by the network itself. This is a direct response to a fundamental flaw in our current system: the trust we place in intermediaries. We trust banks to hold our money. We trust governments to manage our currency supply. But what happens when that trust is broken? When a financial crisis reveals a hidden fragility? Or when a central bank devalues your savings by printing money? Cryptocurrency offers a different path. It's a trustless system, not in the sense that you don't trust anyone, but in the sense that you don't have to. The trust is placed in a set of transparent, mathematical rules, not in a fallible human institution. It's a return to first principles. Let's look at the first and most famous example: Bitcoin. Bitcoin was born from the ashes of the 2008 financial crisis. Its creator, a pseudonymous figure named Satoshi Nakamoto, understood the precariousness of a system built on debt and centralized control. They built a system with a simple yet profound principle: scarcity. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. Ever. This is not a policy decision that can be changed by a committee. It's a mathematical law, written into the very code. This principle of programmed scarcity is what makes Bitcoin a potential store of value, a new kind of digital gold. It is the antithesis of the infinite, inflating supply of fiat currencies. So, if Bitcoin is digital gold, what about the thousands of other cryptocurrencies? This is where it gets more complex and more interesting. Many of these projects, often called altcoins, are not just a new form of money. They are building entirely new systems and economies. Think of Ethereum, While Bitcoin's primary purpose is to be a decentralized form of money, Ethereum is a global, decentralized computer. Its cryptocurrency, Ether, is the fuel that powers applications and smart contracts on its network. A smart contract is a self-executing agreement with the terms of the agreement directly written into lines of code. No lawyer, no notary, no third party needed. This is where the truly mind-bending possibilities begin. Imagine a world where a car loan automatically executes the transfer of ownership when the final payment is made. Or where you can prove ownership of digital art, a non-fungible token directly on the blockchain. This is not just about making payments faster or cheaper. This is about building a new digital infrastructure for a world that is becoming more and more integrated. A world where value can be created, exchanged, and secured in a way that is transparent, verifiable, and free from the whim of a central authority. So, how do you participate in this new world? It starts with two things: knowledge and principle. First, the knowledge. You don't need to be a programmer to understand this. You just need to understand the fundamental shift from centralized trust to decentralized verification. Learn about the technology. Do your own research. Understand the difference between Bitcoin scarcity and the utility of a platform like Ethereum. And second, the principle. The world of crypto is full of volatility and speculation. There are get-rich-quick schemes, scams, and projects with no real substance. Do not be seduced by the noise. A true investor, an alpha index mind, operates from a place of principle. What is the principle of a project you're considering? Is it solving a real problem? Is it building something of genuine value? Or is it simply a speculative asset with no foundation? Ask yourself these questions, and you will find your compass. Cryptocurrency is not a fad. It is a philosophical movement disguised as technology. It is a debate about the future of money, power, and freedom. And the most compelling part is that you don't have to be a passive observer. You have the opportunity to participate, to learn, and to shape this future. The path to financial mastery is paved with understanding, not just with assets. It's about knowing the principles that govern the game, and that is the Alpha Index. If you found this exploration of crypto insightful, do me a favor. Take a moment to hit that like button. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Alpha Index and ring that bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the hidden wisdom of money, investing, and the principles that govern it all.